A New York City Lyft driver was arrested after he canceled on a rider for not wearing a mask. And that's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. So today I have a very crazy story for you coming out of New York City where a driver had canceled on a rider because they weren't wearing a mask. And we all know how crazy that can turn when somebody is told to wear a mask and they're going to cancel the ride if they don't put a mask on. And we've seen that in a few different videos already that have surfaced. And again, a new one in New York City is coming to light. But the crazy thing is, later the driver was actually arrested because she said he hit him, but he said he was acting in self-defense. So it becomes a he said, she said thing. So here you go, check out this video and I'll see you right after.
Let's turn now to a News 4 exclusive. No mask, no ride. That's what a driver told a woman who was trying to catch a Lyft at Kennedy Airport. The fight that followed landed him in handcuffs. But he says the passenger is the one who attacked and spit on him. And he's only sharing his story with News 4's Mark Santia joining us live this afternoon. Mark?
And Stefan, this driver tells me he has taken passengers across the city. He's seen the dangers of COVID-19 firsthand, and he says he never imagined asking someone to wear a mask would turn his life upside down.
Do you have a mask? Do you have this?
Juan is a Lyft driver who asked we not show his face, fearing his safety. He was picking up a passenger here at the TWA Hotel at JFK yesterday when he says the passenger refused to wear a mask inside his car.
She say, "Oh, you f***ing serious, bro?" I say, "Yeah, I'm serious." I say, "I'm serious and get out of my car and I want to take you because I don't feel safety."
Juan canceled the ride. He says the irate passenger threw juice across the back seat and stormed off. When Juan began cleaning up the mess, he says the passenger returned, began attacking, cursing, and spitting at him while holding her phone close to his face. Juan says he acted in self-defense.
She put the phone in my face and she spit in my face. And then when she did this by accident and touched her face.
So you're trying to block the camera and block the spit?
Exactly. She put like this, the phone in my face. So by accident, I do like this, and I touch her face.
Juan called police. He was surprised when police arrested him. Juan says TLC suspended his license and Lyft won't allow him to pick up fares. Juan's court date is set for the fall, which means he can't work. This New Yorker says he takes COVID seriously. Several members of his family in Ecuador have the virus, and he's seen the devastation firsthand here in the city. Juan's concern now, how will he provide for his wife and children?
I'm not doing nothing wrong to ask to the passenger to wear a mask.
We reached out to Lyft and TLC. We are waiting on comment. Now, Juan also tells me he plans on getting a COVID test this week. We're live in Long Island City. I'm Mark Santia, News 4 New York.
A link to this video and the article from NBC New York will be in the description below, so if you want to check that out, you can. So right off the bat, let's talk about a few safety protocols that you can do in order to help stop or lower the chance of something like this actually happening. First, keep your doors locked. Do not unlock them. Roll down the window and verify who's getting in your car. Make sure they're the right passenger, and then verify that they have a face mask. If they refuse to wear a face mask, you can cancel the ride and roll up the window. And chances are, if they're going to throw something at the car, it's only going to be on the exterior. You could go to a gas station and wash it off. Yes, it's going to be a real pain, but it's not going to get into the car. It's not going to cause a problem. And then also keeping those doors locked and trying to enforce that is going to be much safer, because if somebody is going to turn out to throw something or try to hit you or whatever it might be, you want to make sure they're outside the car, you're inside the car, and there's no issues. And then another safety tip, if you have the window down and they throw something or they spit at you or whatever it might be, just leave the area. Don't be near there, because if you get out of the car and something happens, yes, they could come back just like this woman had. It's always best to stay in your car and get away from that particular area, whether that's just going down the street a little bit further, whether that's going around the corner, whatever it might be, but just don't stay there. And the last safety tip is to have a dash camera on and recording the entire time you are driving. Don't turn it on in the middle of an issue because you don't know what happened before that. Don't turn it on at the beginning and end of a ride because something could happen in between that time where something is, again, not being fully recorded. So you want to make sure you have it on and recording the entire time. Now, this driver did have a dash camera, and hopefully that footage will be able to show exactly what had happened or even back up his story. But again, this is what happens with a dash camera. It will record exactly what happens. So you always want to make sure you act professional and are always the person who is trying to de-escalate any type of situation that may arise. And also, coverage when it comes to a dash camera is very important. And now there are a couple of 3-channel dash cameras on the market, which just gives you 3 angles and it's more coverage for you. So you want to make sure you have something that's forward facing so you see what's going out in front of you. You want to make sure you have something also in the interior just because you want to make sure you have what's going on in the car during a ride. And then also now the 3rd channel is what's happening outside the rear of the vehicle. So it's just going to give you more coverage. And again, there are plenty of dash cameras now on the market that are 3-channel. And one of them that I do suggest and now that I do use is the Vantrue N4. It might cost a little bit more money, but that added protection is going to be very good for you. So what do you think about this? Do you think that this driver should have been arrested? Do you think that the story is still a little incomplete because you couldn't really see what was going on in the dash camera? Comment below, let me know your thoughts on it. Either way, this is another reason why if something happens, you want to make sure you have everything in your control or at your discretion to cover your own ass and make sure your side of the story is the correct side of the story. Always being professional, always trying to de-escalate any type of situation, anything it can be, to make sure that it goes in your favor. If in the event a passenger is unruly, does something wrong, and if you have to call the police, then they are the ones who are going to be taken care of, and you as a driver will be safe. So just make sure, again, you make sure you do everything you can in order to be safe out there. And hopefully, again, for this driver, if this is the correct story and shows that it is the correct story on the dash camera, that he will be able to show his story. Either the charges will be dropped or he can have that defense in court and be able to get on the road. But again, who knows exactly what's going to happen. If there's any updates to this, I will let you know so you can see exactly what goes on with this case. That's the end of this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time there is a new video. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.